Hey, everybody, my first guest has won 4 Emmy Awards for her role as Press Secretary C.J. Craig on The West Wing, which returns for its 6th season tomorrow night at 9 on NBC. Please welcome Allison Janney. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me back.
What are you looking for in your chair?
I felt something like, what is that? And I realized it's in my pack, so I thought something was grabbing me. I was like, what is that?
It's not that kind of show. There's not a guy on the couch trying to grab your ass. That's the show I plan to do someday, but not now. And what a show it'll be.
Oh, I hope I'm on it.
What are you doing back there? Is everything all right?
Everything's cool. I'm fine.
Okay, all right. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Are in order. You got engaged.
I did.
This is exciting.
Engaged.
Yeah, good for you.
Thank you.
This is nice.
Yeah.
Now, I know people start bombarding you. I know when I got engaged, people start bombarding you immediately.
Immediately.
With, what are your plans?
What's your date? What's your date?
Exactly. What's it going to be? So what are your plans?
It's completely overwhelming. First, we have to find the place to get married, and we haven't found that.
What do you mean? Should it be where you're from?
Are you going to do a location wedding? Are you going to get married? Do I get married in Dayton, Ohio, where I'm from? Do I get married in Delanco, New Jersey, where he's from? Do I get, or do people want to go to Mexico? Do people, it's just, you got to decide a lot.
No better place than on the air on Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Let me tell you why. And I can make a case for this. First of all, that's good television, so that helps me, all right? But second of all, it's a very romantic, church-like atmosphere in here. It's often very quiet during the monologue. People from all different countries around the world are represented.
So you would be my flower girl, or you would marry us?
How did I suddenly become your flower girl?
I don't know.
I want to be ring bearer.
Okay, ring bearer.
Yeah.
And Max could be the
flower girl.
Flower girl.
Could be
Sorry. No. You can be whatever you want to be, Max. We're going to have a good old time.
I would appreciate it because it's very difficult. So I'll give it to you, and I'll get married here, and you plan the whole thing.
That's what the Today Show does. Don't they have segments?
They do. I was this close to letting them do that for me because I just let them do it. Show up and be surprised.
Because the hardest part in those situations is making decisions. Yeah. And if you let the Today Show, they should really do it, not my show. We'd screw it up something awful. Yeah. We'd have puppets involved that touch themselves, and it would be a bad. You want to have the Today Show do it because they're professionals, but they would make all the decisions. It's all up to Katie and Matt.
I know. Maybe we could call them up, and
You better do it on your own. They don't talk to me. Now, we've talked about this. You've been on the show many times, and every time you're on the show, I actually look this up. I think we always end up talking about your love of theme parties and parties where you get to dress up. It's just something that you love to do.
I do. I love to have parties.
So Halloween's coming up. What do you like to do on Halloween? You must go insane.
I do. I usually get out because I'm 6 feet tall, so I always wear. I've got a closet full of 5-inch heels that I never wear in regular life because it's just too much of a commitment and it's too scary for other people.
So when you wear a 5-inch, 6-inch heel, that's amazing.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I love the way they make my legs look. So for Halloween, I always end up looking like, no matter what I am, she's sexy and leggy and slutty and hoary. Some really short.
Let's talk more about that. Now, what do you mean? What do you mean slutty and hoary? Let's talk about that.
Every woman likes to be sexy, and for Halloween, you can be so much more sexier and sluttier.
And on Halloween, there's almost an excuse for women to push it further.
Yes. But so I usually do. I went as Britney Spears' mother last year or the year before or something. Well, the year before.
Right.
Not that I don't know Britney Spears' mother, and I don't know that, but
Terrible tramp. Yeah. No.
But I usually do that, wear something really short and sexy, but last year I had a wardrobe costume malfunction, as it were, and so I decided to. My fiance said, go as the Invisible Woman. So we took an ace bandage and I completely wrapped my face up and wore sunglasses and a hat and a trench coat and rubber gloves, and nobody knew who I was, and it was the most liberating party I've ever been to because I didn't have to be nice to anyone. I mean, not that, but you
I know exactly what you're talking about. People know you. You're Allison Janney, and there's an expectation that you have to be nice to everybody.
You always have to be in a good mood because people are looking at you and seeing oh God, I saw Allison at the supermarket. She's a real, bitch or whatever. If I did something.
What did you do at the supermarket?
No, I'm just saying.
Those are my frozen peas. I'm on the West Wing. Away with you.
I'm just saying, if you're in a bad mood, you can't. You just always need to be on your best behavior. So Halloween, now I've discovered this being invisible is great. You can stand at a party and you don't have to talk to anyone. People come up and say, "What are you?" And it's like, "Well, you care."
So you basically go as a New Yorker.
Yeah, I don't know. No.
No.
But it's an excuse to be. You can just it's just wonderfully liberating. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know who I'm going to be, but I'm going to be invisible.
Now, you used to, speaking of New York, you used to live in New York City.
Yes, I did.
And you came back recently because you brought your dog here to sort of show you show the old haunts.
The most beautiful dog. He's 91 pounds and 8 months old, still growing. And we
wait a minute, 8 months old and 91.
91 pounds.
What kind of dog?
Well, he was a mutt. We rescued him, so we weren't sure exactly what he was. He's kind of a cross between a German Shepherd and a flat-coated Retriever, and we're thinking maybe Great Dane as he reaches.
Yeah, there's a little
pounds.
Incredible Hulk in there. It sounds like he's huge.
He's the most beautiful boy. But we took him to his first dog run in New York City. And within, I'm not kidding you, within 2 minutes, he was in a four-way. It was a four-way train thing going on with...
This was downtown, yeah. This was, what was going on? This was uptown, right.
This was uptown.
So there were 4 dogs, and they all, yeah.
Ours was on the end. We sort of somehow
I
crowded
didn't ask where the dog was. No one here stood up and said, I must know where your dog was in the sex train.
I can prove it. I wish I could show you. I've got my camera on my phone camera, and I took a picture of it because I couldn't believe it. I was like, someone's got it. I mean, it was...
What a lovely shot that must be.
It's beautiful.
So your dog is there having a good time. That's what happens in a dog run. Dog runs are very interactive. It's free love.
And also, it's not what it means to us. Humping for dogs is not about sex. It's about aggression. It's about who's more powerful.
Yeah, that's not at all enter into sex with humans. I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to reveal anything, but I'm an angry guy. But your dog's fine, though. Your dog enjoyed.
Great. He survived his trip to New York, and who knew? Central Park. You can go into Central Park after sundown, I guess, and you can walk your dog off leash. It's fabulous.
Yes, you're allowed to do that.
I never went into the park in my life until I got a dog, and it's the most beautiful.
It's also much safer. I grew up in Boston, and I'd always heard these stories about in the 70s, I guess New York, Central Park was very dangerous. Yeah. But now I walk through Central Park late at night naked. Nothing ever happens to me. Seriously, it's a very, look for me, because I'm looking for you. No, but it's very open, free. It's a safe
really
environment.
Safe, beautiful place to be. So
now, speaking of nice places, you were working on a little. Was this a film project where you went down south to?
Yes,
you went to Tennessee.
I went to Shelbyville, Tennessee, or as they just. Oh wow. Okay.
You couldn't be from Shelbyville.
No
That's just a lie. Sometimes people woo as a lie.
And they pronounce it in Shelbyville. It's shovel, like shovel.
Right.
Shovel.
They just ram all their words together.
But I did this movie called Our Very Own that a friend of mine wrote and directed, and we went down there and had the best time. Took over this bar called the Pop Top down in Shelbyville, Tennessee, and drank moonshine for the first time in my life.
Is there really
moonshine?
What is now? I've always heard about moonshine in movies, and the Duke boys are always trying to get the moonshine away from Boss Hogg. I'm sorry, that's the level of my education, but what is moonshine?
It is something apparently they make in radiators, and it's it's just really high. Grade alcohol. I mean, it's like 180 proof. I don't know what it's.
And they're drinking moonshine because there's not other alcohol available down there.
There is, but moonshine. I mean, I had to drink it. I was offered it from a guy in a van. This sounds bad, but other people were there.
It doesn't sound bad at all. You wanted some moonshine and you were lured into a van, and your dog was in a four-way.
Oh God.
So, and did you drink the moonshine? And I always picture it. It's a jug with a triple X, and people are like. Is there any of that happening?
I felt like doing that about 5 minutes after I drank it, but in the time it was like in a big mason jug, and it's completely clear. You taste it; it's so smooth.
Sure.
And then like 5 or 10 minutes later, it's like it explodes inside of you. It's like all of a sudden your whole body just starts tingling. It was a little I can't even say it. I think I had some hallucinogenic.
Wow.
It's extraordinary.
Do you still have any with you?
Illegal.
Do you have any more? Did you? Come on.
I
Not here, but I mean,
here.
did you
I
keep
do have
any?
some in my refrigerator.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
I do. So
put it on a salad or something when you have company. What is this? This is moonshine.
It's going in my Halloween punch.
That's going to be nice. Well, the season premiere of The West Wing airs tomorrow night at 9 on NBC, and I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. Just, I want to try that moonshine. So you got to bring me a little next time.
I'll bring you some.
Really thimbleful. Allison, Janney, thank you very much. James Elroy coming up. Hey, everybody, we're back. Fine show tonight, fine show coming up tomorrow night from the new film Stage Beauty. Claire Danes will be joining us. From Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, Carson Kressley will be here to tell me what I do wrong every night in my dressing. And musical guest Mavis Staples. So I like that show. Mavis Staples. All right.